Hello NRW Nation, I am backstage with one half of the upgrades, Royce Issacs. Royce, you've been in a tough battle with the balance recently and you took out one half of the balance, Stephen Ashburn. Tell me, what kind of point are you making?
Look, Chloe, are you ready for the best 2 minutes of your life?
Yeah, sure.
Good, because I'm ready for you to experience it. Ashburn was just the first step. Now it's time for Stinson and Royce Issacs to get to know one another. But Stinson, he was an MMA fighter. He's never been in there with a two-sport college athlete like Royce Issacs. He hasn't seen my resume, my accolades. Can you ask me another question?
My name's Chelsea.
Who's Royce?
I usually just go by Royce Issacs.
I want to ask you a couple of things because I'm in a, obviously right now I really got to get a feel for the characters and, the stories you're in and everything else like this. And I'm going to tell you, bro, the one thing that grabs me right away is the it factor. When somebody comes out that curtain and like they get it and they've got it, like I know immediately. And like when you come out, you got it. But here's the thing now, when I look at you, like, I love the coat. I mean, I love what you look like somebody. The one thing I'm gonna concentrate on here, like with everybody is, bro, if guys are cutting a promo here, or if you have a character here, and that character is just angry, mean wrestler.
Yeah.
An angry, mean wrestler is a dime a dozen. Yeah. Everybody's an angry, mean wrestler. It's so generic. If that's all you are, like, you're never going to get over. Mean angry wrestler is not going to make you money. What's going to make you money is for you to be unique, and there is not another Royce Issacs on the roster. You know what I'm saying? So like every time, you get that TV time and that camera's in front of you, bro, it is all about getting yourself over. As a shoot, if I'm sitting back and I'm watching this show for the very first time like I did, I could not grasp the character. So like if I had to ask you to explain to me your character, what is your character?
I would say like the arrogant, like alpha male, frat guy, real full of himself. I guess that's kind of the character I try to portray anyways. Is like very extravagant and cocky, kind of.
You got to understand something, and you may not look at it this way, but this is the truth, because you're in the business now to make money and keep the school going and keep everything going, okay? But so you have to play to the crowd, okay? But on the other side of the coin, you have to think of it in terms of the people that can potentially watch this show is more people than you can ever imagine. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if this show gets good and the characters start getting over, bro, you're gonna have a following of people like you can't even imagine. And as that following grows, it's gonna trickle down and everything else will grow. So you always, I mean, the one wrestling 101 is you play to the TV at home. You play to the fans at home. You never play to the house. So like my point is, like, I've watched a couple shows now, and like my first, you have to assume when somebody is watching your show, they're watching it for the first time and they know absolutely nothing. I want to grab Chelsea and I want her to interview you, okay? And by the time that interview is over, like, I mean, you don't want it to go more than 2 minutes, okay? But within that 2-minute window, if I'm putting on the show for the very first time, I want to know who you are.
Your accolades.
What are my accolades? Do you not have the internet at your house, Clarissa? Dial-up. You're a dial-up girl, aren't you? It's probably still downloading. Don't worry about it. Royce Issacs, college wrestler. Royce Issacs, college football player. Royce Issacs, two-time Primos champion. Royce Issacs, Paragon Pro Wrestling American champion. Royce Issacs, Lucha Libre and Laughs heavyweight champion. I'm running out of fingers. What was it again?
Chelsea.
Chloe.
So what you're saying is you have no concern. You facing Tyler Stinson.
Am I look concerned right now? If I look concerned, I might have left the oven on. Stinson, not worried.
I see two different characters with you, and I think we need a common denominator of tying them both together. And I'll be honest with you, like, I like both characters.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would tell you to kill one and go with the other, but I like them both.
Yeah.
When you come out in the big fur coat, you know, you look like a star. You look like a movie star. But then I just saw you cutting that last promo about this legitimate athletic background.
Right.
Okay,
right,
so
right.
what we need to do is we need to tie it together. Like, how do you have this legitimate collegiate athletic background, but now all of a sudden in the wrestling rink you're superstar Billy Graham? Like, what we got to make this connection.
Yeah.
So one thing that came to me, bro, is your Royce Issacs.
Yes, sir.
What if you're Rolls Royce Issacs? And basically you talk about the outside shell. When you walk up to this car, this is what you see. A magnificent piece of beauty, you know, shiny, new, whatever you're going to say. But we talk about the outside, which is the showmanship.
Right, okay.
But then you lift up that hood and you see what makes this baby run. And let me tell you about that. Now we get into the whole legitimate background. So this will be the combination. So now it'll all make sense of us. You're coming out looking like a Rolls Royce, looking like $1 million. But once you take that jacket off and you lift up that engine, now you're the real deal. So that's what we want to get across. So let's play with it a little bit. So just say, you know, Royce Issacs, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay.
So now keep in mind, Royce, the key is here. You can never assume. You always have to go into these promos. Nobody's ever seen me before. This is the first time they're ever watching this show.
Okay.
So right here, you're going to let everybody know who you are. Okay?
Okay.
Let's show you. I'll count you guys in, okay?
Okay.
Royce, the more colorful with description. Take your time, bro. Like, this is no hurry. Okay? Ready? In 3, 2.
So Royce, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did Royce Issacs come to be?
Well, first of all, it's not Royce Issacs. It's Rolls Royce Issacs. Take note. Address me as such from now on. See, you look at Rolls Royce Issacs, you see the flashy exterior, you see the finest sports engineering. Today, you see a nice car that you want to be in, that you can see can take you places, but you think, man, how do we pop that baby up? Let's see what's under the hood. Let's see what's really inside that Rolls Royce Issacs. Royce Issacs was a two-sport college athlete. Royce Issacs put himself through college doing this very thing. I don't know. I'm like,
Okay,
I'm
that's
kind of,
Let's just try it again. Get into the whole thing, you know, and say, you know, Hannah. Now, when you approach the Rolls Royce, you know, step up to the car, will you, and say, just look at and talk about yourself. Just look at the beauty, the craftsmanship. Look at the way I shine. Look at the expensive hood ornament. Do you smell that leather? Go ahead, take a whiff. Like, almost make it take a whiff of you. You smell that? You're taking that all in?
yeah.
But that's just the outside. You know what's under the hood? Let's pop it open. You know what I mean? Just take her for the ride, bro. The more description, the more adjectives, the better. So really, like, just paint this picture of this beautiful car, the most expensive car, $100,000 car. But now when you lift the engine, and bro, what I would do is I would switch it up. Like, when you're talking about the exterior, you're talking about Rolls Royce. But like you did when you lift up the hood and now it's the legitimate collegiate career, you're talking about Royce Issacs. Okay? So like just bring her up to the car, show her the car, step inside, take a whiff, rub it, you rub that fine, metal imported from wherever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The more you can describe it, the better it's going to be.
Cool. Okay. That gives me. Yeah,
Okay?
Yeah.
Let's try it again.
Do it.
In 3, 2.
So Royce, tell me a little bit about yourself. How did Royce Issacs come to be?
Well, you're speaking to Royce Issacs. You approach a luxury car like myself. What do you see? You see a car that knows how to handle itself out there. You see that power steering, power windows. Don't mind if I roll them up. But let's not just talk about that. Let's see what's under the hood. Let's pop that and see what we got going on there. See Rolls-Royce. On the inside, we got Royce Issacs. Royce Issacs was a two-sport college athlete. Royce Issacs is just the peak of athleticism. The kind of guy that took the silver spoons that were given to him and turned them into gold coins. And that's Royce ISAAC, and put a $sign on that last S, so you can bet the house on that.
So you said you were a two-sport college athlete. What sports did you play and how did you get into those?
Played bowling and swimming. I'm sorry.
Let's do it one more time. Bro, I love what, because I love the $sign. I love all that. Keep
Cool.
all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
really good. But say maybe we throw in there Royce Isaac, all show, even more go.
Cool.
You know what I mean? But bro, do it again, but more description. The power windows was great.
Cool. Yeah, I really like that.
Keep adding to it, bro. The leather, bro, bring her in to take a sniff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the more you could describe it, the better it's gonna be.
All right, let me think of some more car
And
stuff.
you can even say bring her in, and get right in there, and just almost put your hand in her face. Okay, I'm rolling it down now. You know what I mean? Okay. But you want to see the leather interior? Come on. Smell that? Imported all the way from Italy.
Okay.
Okay. Just have fun with it, bro. The more you want people to watch this and say, I freaking hate that son of a bitch. Just think about, bro, honestly, if you were gonna buy a brand new car,
Right, a
and
really
you
nice,
walked up to it, right,
whatever.
what would you be looking at?
Yeah,
what
yeah,
would
yeah,
you
yeah.
be looking at? That's really what it is. You're taking it for a tour of the car. In 3, 2.
So Royce, tell me a little bit about yourself. How did Royce Issacs come to be?
Well, you're dealing with Royce Issacs. When you think of a Rolls Royce, what do you think of? When you look at this Rolls Royce, what do you think of? Think of the finest luxury engineering. You think of handling out there on that road like none other. Think of power locks, you think of power steering, you think of power windows. Go ahead and roll those suckers up. Ooh. All right, we're gonna roll them down now. Think about that fine leather on the interior, straight from Bermuda. Go ahead, take a whiff. Not too much of a whiff. Look at that, the color. Look at that. You got inside peanut butter, outside jelly, a little bit banana in the trunk. Let's take this hood. Let's pop the hood. Let's see what we got under there. See, Royce Issacs was a two-sport college athlete. Royce Issacs, that's Royce ISAAC, and put a $sign on that last S, because that's what's going to cost a lot of those for a luxury car like myself. It's Rolls Royce, all show, even more go.
So you say you were a two-sport...
Just enjoy the moment.
That's excellent. Bro, you know what I would
Is it
do
better?
if I, that, great, but you know what I would do if I were you, because it'll come across as impressive as hell. Literally, go to royalsroyce.com. and look at like legitimately
Like,
all the
actually
features of the car.
Yes,
Bro, once you start spinning those out, it'll be tremendous.
Yeah, that's 100%. Yes,
Yeah, definitely. Once you start memorizing those, bro, it'll be terrific.
Yeah. I agree.
But good job, bro. That's the framework.
Oh, cool.
That's the
I
framework.
felt like
Thank
it got
you.
better every time.
Yeah,
the
no,
more that
absolutely.
you gave me stuff. Cool.
Good stuff, bro.
That was thank you. That's cool. I really I'm digging this,
Good.
man.
Thanks, man.
So I'm a massage therapist now. Do that 43 hours a week. Besides that, it's just standard single guy nerd shit. Video games, probably drink too much. My friends on the weekends, and just this. That's it. Tons of girls, but we can't do that for NRW. So honestly, that's it. Just
So like you're a big partier?
not partier, just used to be. More now, it's just hang out with my friends.
Now he just goes to breweries dressed like a woman and pretends it's prom.
Come
That's
on,
it.
man. Yeah, I did that.
And there's picture proof online too.
I like to have fun, you know?
Right.
Dress up stupid and go somewhere. Go to Comic-Con dressed up like an asshole. Get in a dress and go to a bar and flirt with dudes even though I'm not gay. My mom and I used to sit around and we would love to fucking hate you, dude. I hated you when I was a kid, man. WCW? Yeah. There's that shit, dude. My mom and I would have a blast fucking flicking you off on the TV. It just stuck in my brain. We were like, oh, awesome. This is great. So my mom died a couple years ago. I found out this school was here and I was like, I miss her. She loved wrestling. I'm not doing anything except working, so why not just give it a shot? So I got here and I wasn't fit for it at all. These dudes thought I was gonna be gone in a week. And it was that shit, that them just being super like just hard on me, that made me be like, fine, fuck you guys. Like, you're not getting rid of me. You're not fucking getting rid of me. So that's why I'm still here.
Bro, I gotta ask you, like, from what you've told me here in the last 2 minutes, like, why isn't that your character? Like, what? Like, okay, I understand you have 16 years of skateboarding, but think about it. Like, what can you possibly do as a skateboarder? Like, how much mileage? This personality that you're telling me about, I mean, like, that's you.
Appreciated.
So, like, I'm just curious, like, why, rather than take what's really inside of you, I understand skateboarding is on the surface, but man, between your look and your attitude, that's like...
I understand what you're saying. Anaya just broke my skateboard in the middle of the ring in one of our last episodes, so that would be a good... Oh, did you? Nice. So that would be a good transition, maybe.
Listen, I've worked with a lot of guys, and you know that, you know, but bro, you got such a unique look, and I know nothing about you, but you got such a unique look. Now when I sit down and I talk to you for 5 minutes, I mean, I'm sitting here saying, you know what, I don't think I'd want to F with that guy, because you do come across as a little crazy and deranged, and like, don't tell me I can't do something because I'm going to do it and shove it up your backside. That's such a great freaking character, bro, because you look the part. You know, especially the guy that, you know, would do anything. You know, don't freaking dare this guy to do something because he'll just freaking do it. You know what I mean?
Which wrestler inspired you the most?
Barry Horowitz. Isn't that crazy? Barry Horowitz. Here's this guy that loses every single match, constantly, in the WWF. And all of a sudden, he beats this guy who's twice as big as him, twice as better than him. And I was this little kid, and I always got beat up at school and stuff, so it just resonated with me. I was like, oh, that's awesome. If this guy can do this, and people are going to cheer for him, then this stupid little scrawny half-black kid from Pennsylvania is going to be able to do whatever he wants to if this weird guy can do that. Yeah.
Bro, you know what?
Sorry,
bro,
bud.
No, but listen, I gotta tell you something. I mean, we have to be real careful.
Yeah, sorry.
But part of your gimmick could be like you don't even understand what political incorrectness
that's
is.
kind of how it is in real life.
But bro, that's a beautiful thing. I mean, that's part of your gimmick, you know. Answer this question, okay? Because like I would ask him this question, you know. Obviously, you look very unique, and some people would say that your looks may say that you're screaming for attention. Would that happen to be the case? Because now you can get into being individual and the way you look, and I mean, that's the part I want to hear. So
You've done this before, huh? That's right.
So Curtis, you've got a very unique look, and some people might say that your look is that you're trying to get attention from everybody. Is that the case?
course. I look like a moron. But you remember me. Fans out there remember me, right? I don't look like Mario Van. Like, look at this. This is ridiculous, right? Like, that thing's what, like 12 inches or something like that? I don't look like Mario or Royce. I've got the same ability as Mario and Royce. I look awesome. But I don't have these muscles. I don't want to spend time in the gym. I want to go out and drink with my friends and have fun and hang out with girls and do whatever the hell I want. And not sit around and carb load and lift weights and hang out with other dudes. That sounds awful. So, you know what? Here's how you remember me. I look like a moron. I have a mop on top of my head. I got these big, stupid, giant sideburns. And boom, you remember me. You remember Curtis Cole because he looks like a moron. And it's something you can identify with because, you know what? A lot of everybody else out there looks like morons, right? People feel stupid. They want to identify with some skinny, scrawny guy with a mop on top of his head. I can't identify with Mario Vanger. I don't have that discipline. The only discipline I have for that is literally drinking and hanging out with women, and that's it.
I would say, Curtis, sounds like you have a fun lifestyle. It really does. But you're getting in that ring with world-class athletes.
Oh, shit. Yeah, good call.
No, I'm asking you the question.
Oh, okay.
Because here's where, like, the answer is, yeah, I'm getting in there with world-class athletes, but at the end of the day, are their balls the size of mine?
Oh,
Let me tell you how big my balls are. I would do A, B, C, D, and E, and I don't care. You have to kill me to beat. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because and that's what you would say. Man, it sounds like you have a real partying lifestyle, but this ain't a party. Like, you're getting in the ring with world-class athletes. How are you going to be able to compete on that level?
Yeah,
and that's
perfect.
where you say, bro, basically, I got a pair of set of balls that's bigger than everybody else's. Quite frankly, you have to, but whatever you'd say.
Yeah,
Okay,
perfect. Thank you.
So it seems like you have a pretty carefree partying type lifestyle. You're going in the ring up against world-class athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you have what it takes to be able to go up against them?
Yeah, of course. Those guys have something to lose. Those guys spend tons of time muscle bounding themselves and focusing on their strength. I'm fast as hell. I can get around them and do whatever I want, and I will literally jump off of whatever you tell me to, whatever somebody thinks I should, to beat them. Have you seen how I finished half of the people that I've beaten? I literally flip over them and grab their head and pull it down to the ground. And I don't care how strong you are, I'm 200 pounds. If a dude that's 200 pounds flips over you and pulls you down and you hit your head on the ground, like, do you have giant head muscles right here? Like on that big, giant, muscle-bound body? No, you don't. I will literally do whatever I have to do to win. Those guys are trying to protect themselves. They're trying to use their strength. And the only thing I wanted to use is my giant set of balls to make sure that I win.
And for, like, you can even say, like, when you talk about that, like, you can even look at it like, what do you think? I went to flipping school? I'll do stuff out in the ring. I don't even know what I'm going to do now. I don't know if I'm going to land on my head. I don't know if I'm going to break a back. I don't know if I'm going to break a neck. I don't worry about those things because I got to get up and get on to the next thing. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Bro, that's such I'm telling you, you look the part and you just seem so comfortable doing it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've worked on professional levels, especially TNA, like with X Division guys, where, like, I've been around guys in the locker room, and I mean, as a shoot, I would say, like, these guys have no business. I don't know how these guys made it to TV. And, like, I literally would tell Dixie Carter, like, these guys will never get over. Never, ever in a million years get over. And it was just the size and the way they look. They look like average people, And listen, man, I'm in the belief of, I grew up old school, okay? I think casual wrestling fans, in their mind, they have a picture of what a wrestler should look like. Okay, I mean, I honestly believe that because any casual fan watching a wrestling show should be watching that show and should know in their mind without a shadow of a doubt everybody on that show can kick their ass. Yeah. You know what I'm they should be afraid of every wrestler on that show. Bro, I was 30 years old and the Brooklyn Brawler could have kicked my ass. I believed he could have kicked my ass. I watched today and I'm like, literally, I'm 55. I think I could beat 25% of the guys I see on TV.
For sure.
The thing I love here, I mean, is like, and I was telling, Matt, and this is an absolute shoot. Like, I walk into a place and everybody looks like a wrestler. Like, you guys look like legitimate wrestlers. And bro, like, I've worked with a lot of indie groups, and it's like they're 18, 20-year-old, 160-pound kids who probably played wrestling video games. Yeah. And somehow convinced themselves they could be wrestlers. And like and listen, I understand, the guys running the schools, take their money. I get the whole gimmick. But like, you could never look at these guys in a million years and believe that these guys could beat their way out of a wet paper bag.
No, for sure.
So I look at somebody like you and I'm like, you walk in the door, I'm like, okay, this guy is somebody and he looks the part.
So I played college football and then college rugby, and I ended up playing some professional rugby.
Have you thought of like a character, or like, is there something in mind that you've thought about doing?
Yeah, absolutely.
What is that?
So like, I grew up on WCW, NWA stuff. I'm from Atlanta. Like, that's just, I'm a WCW guy. Basically, man, I want to be like Mr. 605 Eastern on Saturday night. Like, just work over body parts, still be better, but like, real grounded. Like I said, I'm 34 and I'm injured, so like, I'm not going to be doing like the super indie jumping off the top rope shit. Like, I'm going to fucking work over a leg, work over an arm, and then just kind of be that type of heel. Southern old school heel. That's what I want to do. That's who I've thought about doing. That's who I am. Like,
well, I mean, I love the confidence. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, and I also too, bro, I find it fascinating because out of like, bro, I can't tell you how many wrestlers I work with, but I never met a rugby guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right on.
So like, I think the fact that, man, I think the story's kind of who you are.
Yeah.
The fact that, you were the best in rugby.
Yeah.
You were the best cross trainer.
Yeah.
And now at 34 years old, I'm going to be the best professional wrestler in the world. Why? Because I want to.
Absolutely.
And why? Because I can. You know what I mean? Because I love your confidence. Like, I when you tell me something, I believe it. You know what I mean? Bro, you ever see the movie Billy Jack?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yes, I have. It's been a long time, but I've seen.
You guys see Billy Jack?
He's the Indian.
Yeah, that's.
And he's like.
But bro, one of the greatest scenes I ever saw was like, the guy's mouthing off to him, pissing him off, and Billy Jack standing there as cool as a cucumber, and he says to the guy, "I'm gonna take this foot and hit you right there on that side of on the right side of the head, and there isn't a damn thing you're gonna do about it." And before the guy could say, "Oh yeah," and he was down. I mean, bro, that would be a great gimmick for you, especially like when you tell me I'm gonna work a body part, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that before a match, if you tell them exactly what you're going to do to them and then you do it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how the next 5 minutes are going to go. I'm going to grab a hold. You know, let you get your wind a little bit. Then I'm going to start working on this. Then for the finish, this is exactly what I'm going to do. Bro, nobody's ever done that before. You know, literally tell the guy what you're going to do to him before you do it.
Yeah.
Then you keep doing that.
Right.
And like, they'll want to see you get killed.
When it comes down to digging deep inside yourself, how confident of a person are you? Or are you always trying to find the confidence?
Always trying to find the confidence.
So what I've always got from Steven is he's a guy that knows, like, he's a good athlete, he's built well, but there's this hesitance in how good he could be, and I think he tends to, just as a real person, get in his own head. He's got a very, very hot temper. I think you'd agree with me.
Yeah.
I was just thinking this today. Like, Steven has had a problem in the past of snapping when he's not getting something and just losing it and having to leave a room. And I was like, as a shoot. If he could bring that, but I think that's who he is. If there's a way we could bring that character to the screen, as you're just not, you don't even have to be a heel, I don't think, but just this type of guy that's like, you're always questioning yourself. Which is what you do. You question yourself more than anybody here. Yeah. And you have a tendency to just have that short fuse that blows real quick, and then you've got to leave and then cool down and come back. I just could see that being part of the character, because that's really kind of who you are.
We've not seen that character?
Not really. I mean, I guess the most that it came out was the last episode that we shot on Saturday, when I just started just laying waste to the HR nightmare that we were having.
There's an internal struggle all the time that I think you've dealt with.
Yeah.
And I think it could be an actual pretty interesting.
Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah. I mean, I think in terms of the way I started, I wrestled with a shirt, because I had a pretty serious acne problem that I was really, self-conscious about, and I hated, kind of hated how I looked, and I thought I was crazy going into a business where, I kind of had to expose myself and, really kind of take down those walls that I put up for so long in my life. And then I kind of finally took them down. I gained a little bit of confidence. I stopped wrestling with the shirt. Really kind of tried to focus on, fixing those things, which kind of led to a little bit more confidence. But there's still those doubts.
Bro, I feel like we should ask everybody to leave and have a therapy session, But because I wanted to ask you, like, do you think you know the root of that? Why you feel that way?
Oh yeah, I'll be honest, I'm open about it. I've been bullied my whole entire life. Like, like in terms of confidence levels, like,
But bro, you're an impressive looking guy. Like, always an impressive looking?
No, I wasn't.
So
I was kind of
as a kid.
Yeah, I was. Like in high school and stuff. Like I was the kind of skinny. Not really. I wasn't built well. I had acne. I wasn't. The most popular kid in school and stuff like that. And then after high school, I kind of was sitting there going, well, enough of that. I'm really gonna. I'm gonna try to really change myself. So I really dedicated myself in the gym and really got focused and, really tried to put on weight and stuff like that. And,
So where does the anger part come from? That.
Yeah, it probably comes from just kind of feeling like I have a chip on my shoulder because, I feel like I can offer a lot more, or I could have done a lot more with what I had, but I never really took that chance because, I was just so beat down all the time.
We have to figure out the best way to tell that story because that's a great story, bro.
Yeah.
You just got to find the right parameters and situation to tell it, and that's a great story, man. It really is. Got a girlfriend?
Yes.
How long? Serious?
It's getting there.
Maria,
I think
the
she
girl
was
sat
here
next
Tuesday.
to you on the couch that said that she has the mouth on her.
Do people? Okay, but everybody here.
We all know.
Okay,
yeah,
but
yeah.
you never.
Yeah, they
did,
make it obvious.
You never did anything TV-wise.
No.
Not yet. No.
See,
'cause
bro,
she's
that's
still-
that's the story. That's the story. The story is, first of all, in order to get out this story, you got to really have like a sit down. Like you guys ever do many sit down interviews? Like a real sit like this.
We have
You'd have to tell that story, a sit down. Where you just told me. I mean, as a 1,000% shoot.
Yeah.
And now people are like, holy crap, Then I think what you got to do is, I think you got to use a girl. And I think like, so and so saw the interview and she starts building up his confidence, this, that, and the other thing, and there's some kind of a physical attraction. But obviously, she's working him for whoever he's going to work against.
Fuck yeah.
And when he finds out he's being worked, that's when he loses it. Like, and almost can become this lone wolf. Like, bro, if somebody touches you, you're gonna kill them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because here you did the sit-down interview. You came out of your shell. You opened yourself up. You gave yourself to this girl.
Yeah.
And then, bro, when she laughs in your face, bro, you go like over the freaking edge like nobody. Like you could be that lone wolf guy.
Yeah.
Like you don't have everybody's your enemy, bro.
Yeah.
Like you let one person in, and you got. I mean that's.
So then he doesn't trust
It could
anybody.
even be like the girl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It could even be a girlfriend. I mean, we could even do that. But I mean, that would be heavy, man. Bro, literally, can you imagine like at that point, like if you shaved your head clean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Beautiful, baby.
I mean, you'd look like a nut job.
Yeah. Great.
I mean, would you be open to something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I've struggled with it runs through my family. Like really bad depression has been like a thing in my family for like ever. Like my mom had it really bad. Like my dad struggles with it sometimes, but like it's been just really rough for me. Like just coming up, which like shouldn't be an excuse, but like So this has kind of been the escape. But again, like he knows, it's just getting through that mental block, like that I set up for myself, like constantly. once all this other stuff kind of came on board, like I just kind of lost my motivation to do like anything really. Like I didn't have a job for a while either. So it's like my sob story, whatever.
Do you know what triggers it or what drives it?
Yeah, I mean there are a bunch of things. Like, I mean, well, a lot of things. So like, high school was like rough, like whatever it was for everybody, right? But high school was rough for a lot of reasons. There have been like personal relationships in the past year or whatever that were like got really good and then got really shitty, and like affected wrestling like very directly. Like, it got involved in this, which obviously like you should try and keep these two things separate because like it's supposed to be your escape for pretty much everybody.
It's easier said.
Yeah.
His worry is he doesn't think Mac should be wrestling right now.
We're talking about a 2-minute match.
And I said we would have to really, I mean, I would need him to show something before them, like he's never shown before, even if it's just 2 minutes, because we treat every spot here like you gotta earn it, even if you're just in there for 30 seconds. It's simple, yeah, but you gotta earn that. So, and I think Mac's starting to take those steps. I need you to keep on the path that you seem to be going down. Because I'll say this, like, nobody wants to see you do it more than I do. Like, it's one of those things where you're just like, I just will never give up on Mac as long as he doesn't give up on himself. So
That's the hard part, you know? Just like zero self-confidence whatsoever.
Well, but I get that, but you gotta kind of look at what's holding you back is fear. Period. Fear. It's being afraid of the unknown. And bro, that's the thing, man. It's getting over that hump. You understand what I'm saying? Like once, because you're not doing it out of fear, and nothing can happen that can hurt you. And once you get over that hump, the fear is gone. It's just going out there and doing it. I mean, that's it. Listen, go to Fat Boy. Get me in that match. You know, if you got if you got any kind of balls, make it a 3-way. And he's gonna say something to the effect of, "Listen, bro, if you want to know how big my balls are, just ask your old lady," type of thing.
Got it.
You know, why in God's name would I make it a 3-way? And you're gonna say, you know why? I'm so confident I could beat your ass and win that title that if I don't, you'll never see me again. And you kind of laugh at that, and what? You heard me. I don't win that match, and I don't walk out of that. You'll never see me in LW.
Yeah.
And then you. Yo, everybody, you know me. You know I'm Vince Russo, but what you don't know is I am here with Mercury Pro Wrestling Academy. I am the talent development coach. I've been here for the last week. I've been meeting all the great guys and gals of this school. And let me tell you what's the first thing that slaps me across the face. The people here, they look like wrestlers. And that's what you always hear from me. You can't be a wrestler if you don't look like wrestlers. We have grown men, grown women here in the ring, busting their hump every single day to make it in the wrestling business. We got a great coach. We got Matt YADEN working here. We got a great little television show, New Revolution Wrestling. You can see that on the YouTube channel. Check it out. Follow us. A lot of great things to happen in the days, weeks, months, and years to come. I'll see you then.